Today we're going to be talking about art. And we're going to talk about my experience at the art gallery. So, one of the things that I'm very interested in, I would say probably my second favorite hobby is art. I love to fish, and that's probably my number one. But I like art a lot. And sometimes I'll get away from it and it calls me back. So it's not something that I can just turn off all the way, but it's something I've taken a break from for a while now. I'll paint for myself, I'll do this and that, but I don't sell my work anymore. Let me explain why. So I used to be part of a gallery, my hometown, so it made it even more special. So basically, to get into this gallery, you have to obviously hit the people up, say, hey, I want to be a part of the gallery. They take you through a process where you have to submit 3 paintings or whatever it is you do. You can sculpt 3 photographs, 3 paintings, whatever it may be. So you bring your stuff to the gallery, drop it off, and they have their own panel that's going to judge your work. And this determines if you're going to be a part of the gallery or not. So I bring my work in there, and of course I get in, right? So I'm happy about that. So I get in, and I'm happy about it. That really boosted my confidence as far as my art, because everyone thinks their work is good, right? Your photographs, you're a photographer, man. I make the best stuff. I print the best prints, whatever it may be. But until someone else validates it, it's nice, especially a panel of experts, I guess. So it makes it, if you feel good about it. So I get into the gallery, and you're allowed to bring in as many paintings as you can. I think the limit is 3 or 5. So if you can bring in 5 of them every time, go ahead, bring in 5. But you can't just pile up 50 paintings at the gallery. So if something doesn't sell, they want you to bring your new work in and bring your old stuff home. So I went through a long process of just bringing in my work. I would give it about a week, and then I would bring it home. And I know how this sounds. It's like you're supposed to give it time and everything else. But I would bring my stuff home. I would make more stuff. I would leave it out. And it came to a point where I was just like rushing it. I feel like, in hindsight, I felt like I was rushing my work. I wanted to sell faster than it was selling. So there came a point where I came in there one day, and I went to grab my work, and her name was I don't want to say her name, but me and this person, were interacting one day, and there came a point where I came to get my work from her, and I was able to get, I think, about 3 of them because 1 sold. And I was really, really happy about it. Everything was cool. And I put a decent price tag on it, so I was very happy about that. But this is one of the things that threw me off about my art gallery experience. And before I tell you this, and before I tell you the other thing, if you're someone who is invited to a gallery to join it, if you're someone who is thinking about joining a gallery, if you're someone who has questions about the gallery, don't let my own experience deter you. Maybe you're the next Picasso, I don't know, but you go out and do it for yourself. Even if it's just for the experience, join the gallery. But if you like this video and you think the points are valid, do some more research, look into it. Look into what I'm saying, see if you are still interested after that. So, everything is cool. I bring the paintings home, 1 sold, and then it came to a point where, well, I'll tell you guys this first part. So one of the reasons why I don't particularly like galleries anymore is because to get in this gallery, you have to pay a fee per year, and I won't say how much. And on top of that, you have to pay 30%, I think it's 30%, per item you sell. So if you're a sculptor, a photographer, whatever it may be, 30% goes back to the gallery. So that to me was like, it was a bit much. I could see if you have to pay an entry fee to get in there, you're in an exclusive club, cool. But if you're charging almost half per painting, that to me is kind of a lot, okay? So that's one reason why I was really thrown off by the art gallery experience. Plus it was my first one. So my hopes were very high. A lot of ideas flowing, and it's like, okay, 30%, cool. That's one reason why I'm away from galleries at this point. The second reason is very discouraging, so brace yourself. So some time passes and I'm not selling really, and me and this lady were talking, and she was giving me ideas, I guess. And what she told me was, I guess it kind of summed up the society we live in. She was basically like, why don't you make seasonal art? So she was basically like, make something like, okay, so let's say it was wintertime at the moment. Her idea was, you should make something like snowman, or you should make a forest painting, or something like that, Johnny Carson, Home Alone. No, 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 I'm not doing it. So that part was, it was a little annoying to me. Like, I'm not an artist to make stuff that's gonna fit someone's Christmas tree and hang on a wall or something like that at that moment. I'm someone who's going to do things my way. And it was a big reason why I ended up leaving. Now I will tell you guys, in hindsight, I don't know if that was the best choice. While what she said I feel like was annoying or whatever, I feel like what she said was still valid and could still help people in this society as artists. When you're trying to make a sale, sometimes it's not just about making something you like, but you have to cater to the audience too. So you want to make something that the client is gonna like too. So I'm making YouTube videos. I have to make videos that are gonna get views and attention and comments. I'm not gonna sit here and read the dictionary. I may find some words that I like. I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, I found a few words I want to read to y'all. I don't think I'll get many views. I don't think my channel goes where I want it to go. If I'm being more controversial, if I'm bringing up topics that are relatable, you're gonna get views and content. So that was the reason why I left, and I haven't joined a gallery since. Now, in hindsight, let me tell you guys this. Number one, with the bringing work out, if you're someone who does join a gallery, give it some more time. You may live in a small town, you may live in a big town, but just give it time, make something that you really enjoy, and give it to the deadline. If it doesn't sell after, let's say, a few months, then you go back and bring it home. But don't just be so quick to run and bring something home after a week, because that's where I feel like I went wrong at. I have a neighbor of mine, and she was telling me one day, like, I told her I had canceled my TikTok. I deleted it. I used to do artwork where I had my mantle set up. I had built this whole mantle, and I would do sketches, and I would have my camera like back here, and I would film myself in time lapse, just sketching and doing art. And like artists will say, I think my work was great, and I thought it was cool, but it didn't get the views I thought it would get. It didn't get the attention I thought it would get. And she said something very, very wise. She was basically like, it's not going to happen so quickly. You have to give it time. She was telling me how there's TikTokers who are just now going up, who have been on TikTok for years. So I'm coming in there in a week or 2 weeks or a month, and I'm thinking I'm going to just blow up. It's not likely, especially because it's art. It's not a very, people don't wake up and say, oh, I got to go look at this art video. People are more into drama and things like that. So it will take time. And I was just so focused on what I would get from it so quickly. So that's where I went wrong. So if you're someone who's joining the gallery or thinking about it, don't be so quick to just cycle out your work. Give it some time. And the second thing that I want to talk about is the second point. When I had left the gallery, it's like with the lady, and I won't say her name, what she told me about make seasonal art. It's not really my style, but I am a versatile artist. If you want me to sculpt something for you, I can sculpt it. If you want me to paint something for you, anything, I can paint it. If you want me to make something out of wood, I can make it. If you want me to make something out of, I made a paper, paper mache, or I made a whole statue that was like 6'5" or 7 feet from paper mache, and this was back in my old spot, completely out of like newspapers or something like that, and glue, and I made a whole statue. So if you want me to make something for you, I can make it. And I wasn't thinking like that back then. I was more like, how could you tell me to do something so mainstream? And I was just like, it threw me off. But thinking about it now, if you're someone who wants to take art serious, you're going to have to change with the times. You're going to have to make stuff that may not be your cup of tea, but you're not selling to yourself. So you may have to make something that looks like Frosty. And I know how it sounds. If you're an artist, I know, I get it. You may have to make cartoon bubbly stuff. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you may have to go outside your comfort zone. And that's what's going to make you great. If you're someone who is well-rounded, that's what's going to make you great. And don't be afraid to be controversial. If you're someone who wants to paint stuff that's risky, that might be a niche. You don't see much of that these days. My point is, don't be afraid to expand. Don't be afraid to broaden your talents. If it takes doing something like a seasonal winter painting, do that. If it takes doing a Valentine's Day type of thing, a romance type of thing, do that. What's going to happen is you're going to increase your chances for sales, and it's going to broaden your abilities as an artist. So you might want to think about that. So overall, I would say I don't plan on joining a gallery. I was contacted by another gallery a while ago, but it didn't work out. It fell through. But if you're someone who is interested in galleries, go for it. What I did was ask them for a tour. So I toured the entire facility. I liked everything I saw. They offer classes of many different types. And that type of stuff is cool because it shows there's a community presence about the gallery. So I like that. If you're someone who is thinking about joining, go ahead and do it. Ask all the questions you want to. Ask about the fees. Ask to tour the facility. Ask about your community of artists that will be with you, because that's important too. You want to kind of know who you're going to be around and who you're going to be a part of. Like, you're basically a team at that point. So if you want to look at the website, you're going to find out who your people are as artists, if that makes sense. And just take your time with it. And again, don't make the mistakes I made. Learn from them. So I hope that helped you guys. I hope you guys have a great experience when you join a gallery, if you decide to. And if not, take advantage of the internet. We live in a different time. You can have a gallery in a certain city in Ohio, but if you go on Instagram and if you do it right, you may make tons of sales. Who knows? You got to be creative, because nowadays a lot of people can paint. A lot of people can sculpt things out of wood. A lot of people can do this and that, but make something that people have to have. Like, make that one piece that's like, oh, I have to have that in my living room. I have to have that on my table. And before I leave you guys, I want to leave you with this. This is a mistake that I've made as an artist for the longest. And I realized this about a year ago. If you're someone who makes anything, any type of art, consider the client's decoration. And I know it sounds weird, but it's very specific and it's very important. There may be a lady who has her place decorated with brown and black, or with beige and forest green. Like, that's her layout. Her couch is beige. Her walls are forest green. Her hardwood floors. If you're somebody who's making a painting and it's fire flames and orange and gold and glitter, it may be very nice for a certain client, but you're gonna limit the people you can sell to if you're making something so extravagant. So you might want to think about that too. I would say, if you really on a roll, just keep making a bunch of different things, but don't forget about the neutral stuff, because you're gonna sell something for 500, 1,000, 2,000. Someone's gonna want to hang it on their wall. No one's paying that kind of money to throw it in a closet. So if it doesn't match the decoration, that may be the difference between a sale and a like. So just think about that. So my name is Kejuan-Marquis. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, shalom, peace.